Other interesting cultural news, you have Alec Baldwin shot and killed a woman on set, but the case is dismissed. He will basically just walk away. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Colin Rigg over on X Twitter. And she says, quote, breaking, Alex Baldwin's criminal case has been dismissed after new evidence emerged that wasn't disclosed to the defense. Baldwin is seen sobbing after the announcement was made. Now, they say, quote, one of the two special prosecutors in the Alec Baldwin trial, prosecutor Orlando Acamo Johnson, signed in the middle of a long dynamic hearing in Santa Fe over how police and prosecutors treated a handful of bullets. The late discovery of the evidence has impacted the fundamental fairness of the proceedings. There's no way for the court to right this wrong. The sanction dismissal is the only warranted remedy, said Judge Mary Marlowe Sommer. He was facing 18 months in prison, which, again, 18 months. And again, there's a lot of debate on, murder versus manslaughter, which, again, this was him on the set of a movie that, if he were to make, all 18 people of his fans would appreciate it. But it was on a Western movie. Apparently, he had been arguing with the set director, or the specialist director, and yeah, it's an instance where they're arguing with each other, so they weren't on best terms, and they had a revolver on set, and they had live ammo, which again, you never, ever, ever have on a movie set. You have blanks, and even then, you always follow the 4 rules of gun safety. When you see someone pointing a gun at someone in a movie, an overall majority of the time, they're not pointing it at that person. It's just movie magic and different camera angles to make it look like that and simulate it. And yet, they had an instance where Alec Baldwin shot her, and she passed away. Now, granted, it's only about 1:23, so we'll listen to that really quick.
The sanction of dismissal is the only warranted remedy. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and a mistrial would not be based upon manifest necessity. Further, the sanction of dismissal is warranted in this case. The state has repeatedly made representations to defense and to the court that they were compliant with all their discovery obligations. Despite their repeated representations, they have continued to fail to disclose critical evidence to the defendant. Brady and Harper are satisfied. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted. Court also has power.
That means it can never be brought up again.
Inherent power. Per State versus Lemire, where discovery violations inject needless delay into the proceedings, courts may impose meaningful sanctions to effectuate their inherent power and promote efficient judicial administration. The state's discovery violation has injected a needless, incurable delay into the instant jury trial. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice. Your motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
Wow.
Now, with respect to the jury, I don't imagine you all want to return on Monday. I will take care of the jury.
Thank you.
We are in recess.
The most ironic thing is a famous anti-gunner who didn't follow the 4 rules of gun safety. Typical. Got 7.1 million views and 21,000 likes. Which, yeah, I said this when it first happened. I thought there was very little chance you'd actually be taken to court or to jail. Or I thought you'd go to court. I thought there was basically no chance you'd spend a day in jail. Which, I'm not glad that I won that rhetorical bet against myself. But, yeah. Oh yeah, just they happened to not give all the evidence. I can't help but wonder, was that intentional? Were they doing that knowing that later the case would get dismissed? That's not the craziest conspiracy theory we've had over the years. Or, as some people like to call them, previews. Now, some of the top comments calls from Sassafras84 saying 2-tier justice system. They're all in a club and we're not part of it. This is a privilege. Getting 2.9 thousand likes. Which, yep. Go down a couple more comments here. Angela Balcamino says, I spent over a decade on movie sets and it's not his fault. There's a bullet in the gun. It's not his job to check that either. Getting 2.8 thousand likes, which debatable. There are some sets where they have policies and restrictions where the only person who's allowed to check the gun is the apparently firearm safety master, which, yeah, they definitely didn't do their job in this set. And again, why was there live ammo? It's disgusting that he actually, when this news first broke, he actually claimed he didn't pull the trigger, which it's a single action old school revolver. There's only one way that hammer's coming down, and you also have to consciously pull back that hammer. It was a cowboy gun. Colin responded to that saying, quote, I mostly agree. Gun safety, number rule to keep the gun, even a fake one, pointing in the same direction. Baldwin is still partially to blame. Labeling him as some sort of madman murderer is disingenuous. Getting 1.5 thousand likes. Going down more and more. Greg Reese says, it seems possible that these mystery bullets, which were recently handed to the police by a friend of the armorer's father, may have been a deliberate attempt to bait prosecution into Brady's violation, handling evidence of dubious value off at a police station, then raising hell when the prosecution didn't disclose it, would be a fairly smart idea. Unquote, getting 498 likes. Going down more and more. Yeah, Paul Zazupa saying, that's Democrat privilege for you. Outrageous. There's no justice ever. Getting 459 likes. Gunther Eagleman also says, Democrat privilege, getting 523 likes. Let's see. Contrarian statement, I believe. Maybe. Ethan says, Baldwin claimed he has presidential immunity since he portrayed Donald Trump in SNL. Getting 144 likes. Let's see. DK says, another case of rules for thee, but not for me. And it says, quote, the United States is officially a third world country where the justice system is synonymous with your party affiliation. Getting 346 likes, which is unfortunate, but we're seeing more and more. It seems to be anecdotal evidence, but that anecdotal evidence is piling up more and more. Going down more and more. Virginia Broderick says, the poor family who lost their daughter, mother, wife, I feel sorry for them. I do believe he was careless, getting 519 likes. Here. DS to Deplorable says, I can't stand Baldwin, but when the prosecution doesn't turn over all the evidence, either by mistake or on purpose, you simply can't have a fair trial. Sometimes it's more important to preserve the system of justice than have a system in which to have a justice in one particular case. And 301 likes. Hello, I'm Kelly Joe says, Democrats like Alec Baldwin will never be held accountable, getting 216 likes. General TM says, Alec Baldwin dodged a bullet, unquote, getting 343 likes. Let's see here. Pretty much no contrarian statements that I could see. Granted, I'm sure he'll still get a job tomorrow in Hollywood because, again, they're uncancelable. Yep, not too surprised. But let me know in the comments. Are you surprised that Alec Baldwin, again, won't spend a single day in jail? Maybe it'll be similar to the O.J. Simpson trial, in which, he'll be charged actually on a civil case, in which the bar of evidence is much lower in that case, and then they'll sue Alec Baldwin for some monetary value. I think that would most likely be the next steps. But let me know in the comments. As always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.